Hey, good morning, everybody. Maybe for some good afternoon. How are we doing today? Thank you all for being here. Let's make sure sound is working. Somebody give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, or if you tell me you can't hear me, then I know you can't. There we go. We have something there. They're alive. They're alive. All right. Hey, for whatever it's worth, I just posted in the Hit Run Candlestick Alert app that I bought just now. Bought WKHS, and I bought the July $10 strike. And I'm going to be using 1265 as a stop, about 3%, and that's what I posted in the members and trial members app there. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Let's start off by, is there something I can help you with? Is there anything at all? Anything I can help anybody with? Oh, and the recorder is running. Anyone frantically typing? While someone is typing, if you are, I bought SKLZ Friday, and it's working out pretty good here. Currently up 5%, very close to 5%. Our clove is up about a little over 10% right now. And VLDR, which we bought earlier today, is up 7%. 7%. So, all right. Any questions? Anything? Otherwise, I've got nothing to say, folks. So, anything I can help with. There we go. Can you look at IWM? IWM. Clues on the market as small caps seem to be bullish. That's your clue right there, Ray. That's your clue right there. Okay. So what we want to do is, you say it seems to be up, which it absolutely is. That's your clue. Now what we want to do is we want to find out what kind of problems might lie ahead. Not to say that they are absolutely going to be problems, but we want to know what possible roadblocks, what potholes are out there, things like that. And the simple thing to do there is start putting lines in there. We know resistance can be a problem. Just because there's resistance doesn't mean there's going to be a problem, but it can be a problem. So once you put that line in there, now you can start looking for possible problems in the chart, such as, do we know what chart pattern this might be? Anybody? Pop quiz. Hello, Alice. Head and shoulders. There we go. So, what information do we know there? Now, that doesn't mean you can't be in it. Doesn't mean you absolutely can be in this. But let's add up the conditions in a chart. Okay, and I think that's what I think that's a really good way to trade. Is let me create a box here. There we go. Let's make that blue. So for every trade, if you were to have a piece of paper and in fact create, put some boxes on some paper like this, and you might write something in here, and I'm not going to actually write anything because that would take forever. So there's the text, okay? Text just like that. There you go. And one of these might say, and you could have 20, 30 of these right here. And what you want, I think, is maybe at least 3 or 4 positive checks. Conditions, trend, great condition over the 50, great condition. Price action coming, creating that trend, great condition. But then we also want to put some negative conditions in there. So let's put a red one, like the possibility of that being a failure. And and by the way, I shouldn't have used the word failure. That's a harsh word. It really is. How about just a possible pullback to stabilize itself? Possible PBO, pullback opportunity. So let's not get all failure-y on it unless it's an actual failure. But I think there might be a good probability that we have a little bit of a pullback, at least some consolidation, when you add this condition to it. Ready? The condition is 1, 2, 3, 4 days plus a gap up. And I'm going to make that a red condition, because in no way, shape, or form will I ever think that is a buy right now. However, I think it's a pretty good chart. Does that help a little bit, Ray? So, I think you are right when you said you've got a nice trend here, but now take a good look at the broader chart. What does it have to do to continue? And I would have to say it would have to take out 229.55. And if it pulls back here, let's not use the word failure. Failure is a harsh word. Failure, that's failure. Failure, that's failure. Maybe this is opportunity. That's opportunity. Anytime you have a trend and we have a shallow pullback, that's opportunity. While I don't use fib lines, that's a good way to maybe start. If you see that trend right here, just put your fib line on there like that. And generally speaking, not every time, but generally speaking, anything you see right over here, the labels, anything down to that 23% retracement right here, 23.6, I guess it is, and anything down to the 38 right here is considered okay. It very much okay. Let's delete that now. So what if we popped up here and then started to pull back? To me, that would be absolute opportunity right there. Now, of course, we would look for that buy signal. And what kind of chart pattern would we have there? So we went up, pulled back, here, anywhere in here, anywhere. And then we started to base out. Buyers started to step in. We've got a nice little J-hook setting up, right? This could be a buy in this area, or you could certainly wait for that breakout, and then we'd be up on our way again, and then we would have to be concerned with that top too. So thank you. So speaking of J-hooks, let's take a look at some of these. Nikola is hot on my list, by the way. In fact, I wish the market was acting a little bit better. At the end of the day, there's a good chance I'm gonna buy some Nikola. There's a pretty good chance if it holds up like this. So this alert right here, let's go look at some of these. Whoops, I don't know why it hangs up. I need a new computer. I wish I would have won the computer we gave away. So let's take a look at UHS. Let's look at UHS. Look how this is up. How many people like charts like that? Anybody? How about NVAX? How many people like charts like that? See there? Those are nice charts. That's a nice chart. So, there's Zynga just came up. Zynga. You know, you've got some consolidation. We've got that Bray hook, J hook, kind of. You know, never mind. This is not a J hook. This is a scoop, is what this is. This is your handle here, and then there's your scoop. That breakout right there would signify that this is very bullish. JP, what am I going to look at? Help me out. I mean, are we just pointing out that it's up big time, I think, or something like that? GIMVIS. Yeah. Help me out with this, okay? Or are you just sharing it's up big? Because I don't know what to talk about here. And I don't know what your question is, okay? Sharing it. Then congratulations, okay? Hey, let me share something with everybody. JP, you should have led with that. And you deserve the attaboy. You deserve the way to go. You deserve the congratulations. So if you're in something like that, look, we're in the business of making money. We're also in the business of some pats on the back because, for God's sakes, we get the shirt ripped off our backs sometimes. Absolutely. Just get beat up sometimes. So take a bow. Congratulations. Way to go. Nice. Very nice. Martha, what do you mean by a bracket trade? What do you mean by a bracket trade? And while you're typing, I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole till it pulls back now, and it's going to have to pull back like this. Going to have to pull back. Alice, sorry. I did see it, and then I forgot it. I got all excited here. XLF. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's see. Alice, what was your question? Very important to ask the question. You want to sell a put. So, Alice, are you thinking this is going up or going down? I don't care how you do your trade. Okay, that's on you. That's on you. But are you looking for this to go up or looking to go down? You're looking for it to go up. Okay. So then these three candles right here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll tell you what. You get candles that look like that, put them on a watch list. I just put them on a watch list. That is a dynamite chart pattern. And then what we want to do is we want to look at what would make us like this chart. Really, anything over that, right? So let's put the buy box in here and say you bought it right now. Just ask yourself where your stop would be. And I'm going to come down to about halfway of Friday's candle right there. Can you afford 2.4%? If the answer is yes, make your trade. Looks great. Earnings, oh, there is no earnings on XLF. So if you have another question here, let me know. Sometimes I think we complicate the trades because we try to do too much with it. But I think that's pretty simple right there. Just like that. Somebody might be hesitant on typing. Don't be hesitant. Somebody might say, well, you were concerned about that wick. Every chart has wicks on it, for goodness sakes. Today's not over. We can't count that. And even if it went down, we have a protective stop. And before we bought the chart, we would be 100% satisfied with a 2% loss. So, am I worried about that? No, not in the slightest. If you are, don't trade the trade. Here's a news flash, by the way. If you buy a chart before the end of the day, the chances of you having some sort of a wick at the top is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Okay. Hi, Lori. How do you set the alerts popping up on your screen? Are you talking about these right here, Lori? This right here? Yeah. This is live trading alerts. This is the webinar you're in. I don't know. Do you have live trading alerts? If you do, I'm going to show you really, really quick. Not yet. You should get it. Look, there's and this is for everybody, okay? For goodness sakes, there's a free 14-day trial. Thank you, Judy. There's a free 14-day trial. I can't, in my wildest imagination, why any trader doesn't take the trial, and it boggles me why somebody would not use the scanner going forward. Look, I'm dead serious. You want to make a change in your trading? There you go. This is a change in trading. It's as simple as that. And there you go. There's my big sales pitch on the scanner. So, Lori, if you get set up, I will be more than happy to work with you and show you this. In fact, I think I would like to talk Ed. Maybe I'll talk Ed if possible to setting up a members live trading alert members workshop, and I'll be glad to share some of my well, I'll share them all. Time permitting, I'll share them all of the scans that I use. You'd be surprised at the simplicity, by the way. Absolutely surprised. Let's take a look at VXRT. Look at that. Anybody like that chart right there? Anybody like that? How sweet that is. That's pretty. So if we were to think about buying this, where would you not like it? I would have to say anywhere below this bullish candle right here. So if one was to buy it now, this is the ultimate check for me. So I look at a chart. Yeah, I like that chart. And at first glance, that's where I'm going to put my stop, because that's where I would not like it. The reason I would not like it right there is that would actually put us back in the downtrend that these two candles created. And I don't want to be put back in that downtrend. That's not why I would buy this chart. We don't want it to close down here. There we are, back in that downtrend. So it's very simple. Just ask yourself why you like the chart. Answer so many questions when you actually answer yourself. So I think this is a great looking chart. Now, here is the ultimate test right here. Let's say we buy this right now. I'm going to put my stop here. Now, the thing you've got to ask yourself, is that pretty close? Pretty kind of close. You've got to ask yourself, can you afford a 6.8, 6.10% stop? And that's a question that I think every trader needs to ask themselves. Can you? I don't know. That's right, Ajax. You're right. Man, I like that. Do you mind if I use that? I like that a lot. The answer is the question. Sweet. Thank you. Nope, I can't. All right, I won't. So, you see a chart. You may be in love with this chart, but you've got to ask yourself, is that 6% okay? Are you all right with that risk? And if you're not, here's your choices. You can move on to another trade. You can wait for a pullback, or you can adjust your stop. And there is no problem with adjusting your stop. No problem at all. Sometimes people think they have to take that pivot low down here. No, you don't. Some people have, you have to take the low of the current candle. No, you don't. You can put the stop wherever you doggone want to. Okay? Remember why we're here. Remember what our goal is if you like this chart. And you can use the same ideas about any chart. But if you like this, and if you want to buy this, what is your goal? Your goal is for it to go forward, right? This is not your goal. So if it does this, get out of it. Move on. The time is not right. Now is not the time. So what's wrong with raising your stop up just a little bit? So anyway, that's a nice looking chart. I'm going to flag that one. Let's see. Puri, I need to check a few things. Hey, I want to check one chart here real quick. Seal. I'm long this in my Robinhood account along with Dogecoin, and I'm looking to sell this up here. I'm up pretty good on it now, so. But I just, that chart made me think of it. Okay. Question on LTA. How to filter by price. Let's do this. Whoops. There it is. The way you filter by price is when you in your alert, this is just a brand new window, but in your alert, come right down here and see where it says alert price on the left, lower left. Say you want to only look at charts between, I don't know, say $10 minimum and maximum, we'll just say $90. Just type a 90 or a 10 and a 90 in here. And then no matter what you're looking at, like the CBOE 400 that has some big dollar charts, has some little dollar charts too, but it will only bring up the charts that you have filtered by on price. All righty? And that's how you do that. Let's see here. Martha. Oh, thanks, Martha. Martha, are you a member of Hit Run Candlesticks or Right Way Options? Was curious. So you want to make sure you're getting this. Well, anyway, that would just help me out if you are, or if I knew you are. Yeah, I've decided to start putting the stops on there. There are people that cannot be in the trading room all day, and it's just a fact. They just can't be. So that's something we're going to start doing. That way you can trade no matter where you are. If you can't look at the chart, then you know how to handle it there. So thank you very much. LG Seed. Okay, so broke downtrend line. Yep, it has. This has broke the downtrend line, but we still need to see that follow through. Nice chart, by the way. I do like that. I like that a lot. I think I might have to keep that on my watch list. Thank you, LG. I could see being a buyer here, pretty much anything over the T-line right now. Thank you very much. Oh, thanks, Martha. Oh, but you, okay, so you understand the trial. You understand the alerts then. Cool. Oh, thanks, Paula. Well, thanks. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm glad to know that's helpful for some folks. I really do. Thank you. All right, so any other questions? Anything? Plug is one of the charts that we posted in our. I sometimes I forget where I post things, like YouTube versus social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, things like that. I get sometimes I forget, but this is one that we posted yesterday. I may have posted this last night, and I did. In our Facebook user group, I posted this last night, and I did talk about this pre-market in the trading room, how Plug might be setting up here, moving higher, and it's still looking really, really good. Let's see, look at VLDR. VLDR, that's looking great, VLDR. You got the signal today. Yeah, same here. I bought this. This was another one that was we posted in either our weekend charts to ponder. Again, sometimes I lose track. Okay, in our weekend charts to ponder on YouTube, or in the our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I may have put this. I can't remember now exactly where, but I bought this today myself. It looks really good. Yeah, up 8.6%, and it was coming up on one of our alerts, a couple of our alerts anyway. Yeah, nice chart, looking really good here. Right now, it kind of looks to me like we have a bit more to go. That would be awfully nice to get to 17 and a quarter and we reach this high or close to it. Close to it. Yeah, close to it. So that would be awful nice. Yeah. Let's go. Alice, you're bullish GE. Okay. Yeah, I think GE goes higher, just so you know. That's my personal belief on GE. It has earnings tomorrow, and for that reason, I wouldn't have anything to do with it. I'm not an earnings trader. I don't care how bullish I am on a chart. Earnings can crush you. So that's where I stand on it. As far as the chart goes, we've been up pretty nice. You see this wick in here today. We're starting to hit a little resistance up here. So it could be just pulling back a little bit. It has been up 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And it's just logical for a chart to rest after 3, 4, 5 days up. And that's all that may be happening here is a little bit of a rest, and it could rest a little bit more. So the main thing here, as I said, I want to remind you that it has earnings tomorrow, and I don't know if you care about that. Let's see here. What general question should I ask a chart? Anything you want, Ajax. Let's start with that. Anything you want. Nice, Phil. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. Oops, I need to move this back. Sorry, just had to check something here. Let's see. Barry's asking, did you buy VLDR as a white candle was forming to do? Yes, I did. 99% of the time, I'm going to give myself that one little percent, but 99% of the time, I only buy on white candles. What that means, for somebody that doesn't know, is I will not buy on a candle that looks like this. However, I will buy on a candle that looks like this. I will, if I'm in a position and it pulls back and it gives me a candle, a dark candle, then I sometimes will add to that, yes. But the first buy never comes on one of those candles. It's always a white candle, bullish candle. And yes, I bought it as it was moving up. That's when the scanner brought it up. And just bought it. So far, what am I up or down? What am I up? Almost 5.5%. Almost. Let's see. LG for swing trade. Would you buy the 15 minutes before the market closes as a general rule? Here's Wells Fargo. This is a chart that I made mention in the trading room that it's one that I'm thinking about buying toward the end of the day if it can actually hold up. Just thinking about it. So 15 minutes, I will look at buying anywhere from 40 minutes to the close. 40 minutes to the close. And I just need to make a note here, Nicola. Because Nicola is another one that I'm thinking about doing the same thing with. Is if it holds in here, I'm thinking about buying this one at the end of the day. And I bought plenty, 15 minutes, 10 till, 5 till, 30 till, 40 minutes till. It kind of all depends on how the market is acting. For instance, the way the market is acting right this second, I'm not hyped on buying anything at the end of the day. In fact, I'm maybe thinking about getting rid of something. So a lot has to do with how the market is acting a little bit. But if I like the chart, I'll just wait to the end of the day sometimes. And but the 15 minutes is not the important thing. You know, anywhere in there. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Ajax or black if going down. I'm not sure. Can you add to that question for me, Ajax? Be very complete there, if you would, please. Can you, Lee? Can you? Oh, Jeff, little Campbell's soup there. I'm not. PPB, is that right? You might have to add a question with that, Jeff. I don't know what to say, think, or do on it. Val, sometimes you like buying the last hour. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sometimes buying that within that last hour, the last 30 minutes, I like doing that sometimes. Here's a little tidbit for those that are under $25,000 and you're kind of stuck in this possible. You may be stuck in this day trading rule. This is a great way to get around that. One of those little things you can do. So we'll take Nikola. Now, again, I'm just thinking about it, right? I don't want to think I'm gonna for sure do it. Right now, I have mixed emotions on the market, so we'll see. But what I'll do is, well, here, let's back up. For those that's under $25,000, one way to get under the day trading rule, get out of it, is, you know, if you buy it, say on a Monday, you can't close it on a Monday. But if you buy it on Monday, then you can deal with it on Tuesday. So buy it later in the day, and honestly, you don't have to fuss with it. So I find that is a big benefit many times if you're under that, excuse me, under that $25,000 mark. Anyway, something to consider, something to think about. GDX. Yeah, I've noticed that some of the goals and things are getting close. While I love the chart pattern, I do not think it's a buy, and I'm pretty doggone adamant about, you know, we need to see a bullish candle. Now I know a lot of people that will just buy it down here, and I'm not saying this to you, James. I'm not saying it to anybody in general. It's just that when somebody says they're buying something down here, if my comeback is not this, I'm certainly thinking about it, which is, well, how's that working out for you? You know, if you make a habit of buying like that, how's that working out for you? And if you're making money, great. What that really means is you're picking some really quality charts and you're taking advantage of the pullbacks. But if you find you're not making money, if you find that, damn it, everything you buy turns to crap, well, stop buying red candles or black candles. Try that. Let's see. James, did I make myself clear on what we might look for here? And if I did not, let me know. See, Ajax, you generally will only sell on a black candle. Nope, that is not true at all if the market is going down. Yeah, Ajax, I think you're trying to complicate something here, but that is absolutely not true. Okay, not true. RMO, nice setup off the bottom. Bullish engulf. I like the idea of getting to the 50-period moving average. Nice 29%. Very, very nice. Very nice. I like that. Nice chart. Earnings plenty far away. Excellent looking chart. Right now, I would probably have to be, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Right now, I think my stop would be, oh, man, that's pretty far down there. Yipers. Yipers. Let's try this again. Yeah. Right now, my stop would probably be no less than 8. We'll round it to 25. No less than that. What is the T-line? It's an 8 exponential moving average. 8 exponential moving average right there. That's all it is. 8. Let's take a look at some of these charts that's popping up on the scanner here now. Anybody like that? Anybody play the big bucks? $500 chart. Look at the J-hook setting up. How nice is that? I think it's pretty nice. VXTR. That's not it. VXRT. VXRT. There we go. Well, I think we already looked at this, didn't we? Yeah. This is another one that I would have to be very interested in. That's already flagged it there. DocuSign. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's see. XME. That's a nice chart. Was earlier, and it still is. Pop out of the box. Well, going to have to disagree with that one, actually, Bill. I don't see pop out of the box there. But we may be looking at something a little bit different. That's just not a pop out of the box for me. But you're talking about a wedge here, and I think you are right on. I think that looks great. Absolutely terrific. Super nice chart. Ajax, yes, sometimes I do add to a losing trade. Yes. Yes, I do. Anybody following QCOM? You know, QCOM has earnings in a couple of days. That's the only negative that I see. But what a beautiful chart. This is a chart that I would love to own, but I can't own it because of earnings. But after the earnings, if it settles down, I think it might be a great chart. And you know, there's QCOM right there. I have a few scanner windows that do different things, and this is one of my hot charts. Some 5G and electric cars and a few other things in there. And what I'll do is just create a scanner window that has those on there, so I can always be alerted when they're moving. Like we can see that Telray, YOLO, CGC. These are charts that I follow. Pot, batteries, things like that. So I'm going to actually, well, it is staying on top. So let's go take a look at Telray. And what I have in this, just making a new day high. I don't want anything fancy. This is a hot list, very small list. I think it's about 55 stocks on it, something like that. And here's Telray moving up. This might be getting in the neighborhood now for a buy. And I would be looking, my profit zone would be about the 50 period moving average. So that is the trade that I would be looking at. And then buying somewhere in here, looking for it to go up. It's just nice to be alerted when those things happen. Mike, I'm not sure what you're posting there, actually. Not sure what you're saying. Let's see. Any other questions? Anything I can help with? Ajax, you look like you're learning how to trade. The questions you're asking are, you're either learning how to trade or your trading has been not so good for a while and you're trying to make your trading better. Am I kind of close? David there, this is one of those that I would have to, what's the question there? I don't know. I don't know how to respond to a chart like this. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So Ajax, do you belong to Hit and Run Candlesticks? Are you Hit and Run Candlesticks member or trial member? No. All right. Look. Okay. Here's a little tidbit, Ajax. This is for anyone else here that's not as forthcoming as Ajax has been. And yeah, are you an LTA member? And that's, I was going to kind of go that direction a little bit. Here's the thing. You can go through and you can hump around to all the free webinars in the world you want, and this is what's going to happen, okay? Somewhere you've got to take a stand, and somewhere you've got to find a place, and you know what? It doesn't matter to me if it's not Hit and Run Candlesticks or Right Way Options. If you don't want to use LTA, you certainly don't have. You don't have to pay any money. If you want to just hump around to free webinars, this is what's always going to happen to you. The only way to make your trading go up is to be someplace that you can truly learn how to trade. Be someplace where you have a tool that makes the difference, or tools that make the difference. For instance, LTA, that's a tool, but it's not free. But it makes a difference. Now, you also have to have an understanding of trading, and you also have to have those little rules out there. You've got to know what they are. So here's your choice. You can hump around for 5.5 years with to all the free stuff, but you're never going to catch it. Or you can settle down and pay for something, and you'll be very surprised how things will change for you. Once they change for you, once you learn it, then go out on your own if you want. But somewhere you've got to learn it. And in all the free stuff, not everything is there, okay? It's just a fact of life. What is LTA? LTA is this right here. LTA is just here. I'm going to put this back, okay? Ajax, for everybody, but Ajax, please answer me, okay? So let's look at TME. Do you like that chart? Do you see the possibilities in that chart? Yes, no. Nothing else, just yes, no. Yes. How about TMO? Let's look at TMO. TMO. Do you see, understand, can you make sense of this chart pattern? Do you see a future in this? Yes. Now, look at now. There you go. Now, as you can see, I'm not cherry picking. I'm not showing you a PowerPoint with a chart that was actually 3.5 years ago that more than likely was never traded. We just bounced through a bunch of charts till we found one to impress you. Okay? This is some live stuff. This is right now. This is right here. So this is what I mean by you can bounce around and your trading account is going to go down, 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 down until finally one day you make that decision. When you make that decision, I think you'll find your trading will at least stabilize and you'll work to make it go up. But there's some things you're going to have to know. And you can learn it going to all the free stuff. You can do that. It's going to take you longer. So it's either pay me now or pay me later, whichever it is. But and I don't mean pay me. It's either going to cost you now or it's going to cost you later. Which is it you want? Do you want to accelerate your trading? This tool right here rocks. This right here rocks. In all honesty, you do have to have an understanding of trading. Okay? Oh, Ajax, well, thank you, but I'll remind you of that someday when you tell me to off. My honesty gets me in trouble sometimes. So there you go. And thank you, Ajax, for playing with me here. I do appreciate it. Okay, but that's for everybody. You can bounce around all you want and suck up all the free crap you want, but it's not going to make you. All it's going to do is confuse you, because what'll happen is you're going to go to. Let me make a circle here. Hang on here. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, guys. This is not my first rodeo. I've been doing this 34 years. What do you think I did the first 5 to 10 years of my life? I bounced around every free crap thing I could find. And you learn a lot. You learn about moving averages. You learn a lot about indicators. You learn a lot about candlesticks. You keep doing that. And then let's see here, let's change color. And you keep going to all this free stuff. And you learn more and more and more. You learn about trend lines. You learn about chart patterns. You learn about this. You learn about that. But you know what you never learn with all the free crap? Is tying it together. You never learn that. Not ever do you learn that. So it's either pay for it now or pay for it later. Your choice. But if you have, I don't know, I'm going to put a number out here just for fun. Let's say you've got $10,000. Now you can not pay for crap until your $10,000 is gone, and it will be gone. How's that? Now I'm sorry, but that is the rule of trading. Very, very, very few people actually figure it out on their own. Very, very few. And so you've just got to ask yourself, where are you? Where are you? What is it you want to accomplish? How much time do you want to spend doing this and then losing your money? And that's exactly what happens to 99% of the people trading. You hear these things. You hear these things about trading that 95% of all people that start out trading fail. Do you know why that is? Bunch of stingy people, for God's sakes. Nobody wants to pay for anything. Everybody wants it free. That's not the way life works. This tool right here, Ed can't give it away free. So, when you can find the setups, look at that. How can you not like that setup? Absolutely beautiful. So when you have a tool like this that hands you this stuff, just there it is. Of course, you need to know what to do with it now. I understand that. That's another step. But there it is. And this tool right here. All right, sorry. I'll quit beating this up. Okay, let's see. Judy. Thank you, Judy. Look, anybody here that's not taken the trial for the scanner, click on that link Judy put out there. Get the trial going, for goodness sakes. And at the end of the trial, don't get all tight-assed on it. Buy it for a month. Give it some time. If you think magic is going to happen in 14 days, holy crap, I've got a lot of stuff I'll sell you. Here's my number. Let me write my number. I'm going to put my number in here. 417. This is my real number. 848-3519. There you go. If you believe magic can happen in 14 days, just give me a call. I'm going to sell you everything. And that really is my number. Now, the odds are I'm not going to answer it, but that really is my number. So, I guess what that's like taking a trial with a trading service, and I don't care whose trading service it is. Okay, I don't care. I'm not here for hit and run candlesticks. I'm here for live trading alerts, and you can take a trading trial anywhere you want, and say the trial is 30 days. Okay, if you think you're going to learn trading in 30 days, you're out of your ever-loving mind. It's not going to happen. So many people, they come in here, they take the 30-day trial with any other service. And there's some good services out there, believe me. There are really some good ones. But you take that trial and you expect magic. It's not the way it works. The scanner, you can't take the 14-day trial and expect you're going to get rich. You can't even expect to make money if you don't have a clue how to trade. But this is an absolute wonderful product. Yes, consistency is very much a key to trading. Yes, it is. I would say consistency. I would say quality charts, managing your losses and taking profits. Let's go back up to managing the losses. Keep your losses small and taking profits. Let me put keeping your profits small and taking profits. Let me put it in another light, something that will maybe you'll remember and think about it for a little bit, okay? Don't eat like a bird and poop like an elephant. It's pretty simple, okay? Yeah, oh yeah, Ed, I'm not blaming anybody. It's human nature. All this is human nature. First of all, nobody wants to pay for anything. That's human nature. Nothing wrong with that. But you can't make money if you don't spend money. Human nature. I'm going to take a trial and I expect to be Mr. Joe Trader. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. The odds are so much against you, it's just not going to happen. I'll take that trade. I'll take that short trade any day of the week. So, Paul's cheap, but he's happy to pay for LTA. Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, let's see, Lori. Do you set hard top or monitor your trades as they go? Lori, that falls under one of those. That's kind of an unfair question for me. All right, and let me explain it. I'm gonna explain everything to you. Okay. First thing, you don't know me. You don't know me at all. Oh, hey, I just had my XME filled. I had an order in it way before lunch, and it finally pulled back and it filled here. So let's use this, and I'll explain. Okay, Lori? So I am now long some XME here. Do I set hard stops? No, I don't. Generally, no. I sit here all day. This is my job, okay? I have a job. It is trading. It is monitoring the trading room. So I'm here all day long. Whenever I take lunch, I don't go too far. The worst thing I do is I run up to Home Depot or Lowe's these days. I'm always doing little projects. So I'm only gone, 15, 30, 40 minutes maybe, something like that, 40 minutes. So I don't necessarily have to set hard stops. If I go out of town, I will set hard stops. If I'm going to be gone several hours, I will set hard stops. So I want you to understand that, okay? I will say this. If somebody is struggling in trading, then I think you absolutely need to set hard stops. You absolutely need to set hard stops. One of the things about trading that will ruin you, absolute ruin you, is it looks like a great chart. Everybody's talking like it should be a great chart, but all of a sudden it moves back. And there's so much positive talk about the chart, you don't get stopped out. You've decided, I'm not going to set a hard stop. I'm going to set a mental stop, and I'm going to watch the chart, okay? And it goes the wrong direction. So let's do this. Whoops, wrong one. Try this again. Tool. Highlight. There we go. So say it does this. But because there's such positive news about it, everybody's talking about it. Everywhere you listen, man, this is a great looking chart. All the mining stocks, they're rocking. So so you decide to stay with it. Well, what happens is, there you go. You don't get stopped out because you know better, right? Well, it doesn't matter a hill of beans what everybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. What matters is you. You are the only one that matters. And while there may be tons of bullishness on this chart, and I'm the first one to say, you know what? I think this chart goes higher, but it also might have to go lower first. If you don't believe me, just go look at the rest of the chart. Right here, somebody could have said, I think this chart goes higher. It went higher. I think this chart might go higher, but it had to go lower first. So back over here. So you're holding this chart. You're still holding this chart. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to stay with it because there's a trend line there. And you're still holding this chart. The problem is right about now. And we'll change this to a pin. Now, I don't know what the percentages are on this, okay? I don't know what the percentage is. I'm just going to make something up. So here you bought this chart over here somewhere, and it's gone down. You know you should have put your stop in, but you held it, and here you are now, and you're down 10, 15%, you know, something like that. Eat like a bird, poop like an elephant. Don't get all elephant on me here. So what happens is, you know, long story short, now you sell it, you take the loss, and now it goes up. That's what happens all the time. So if you're struggling, this might be one of your problems. It's not that you can't find winning charts. It's not that you can't make some money. What the problem is 9 times out of 10 is that the losers are eating your lunch. So stop giving them your lunch. Take the small loss. So do I use hard stops? No. I'm here all day long, though. I monitor my trades all the time. All the time. Struggling traders, I think absolutely should use hard stops. If you can't be or don't want to be at your computer, I think you need to have hard stops on. There we go. Let's see. Sound like a line from I'm cheap but happy. Thanks, Ajax. Oh, yeah, Ajax, you're right. It's all about your trading. You know the biggest problem that traders have, it's here, I can only do this from the word boy, so yeah, boy. Sorry, girls, I don't know how to do this from the word girl. But all it is in trading, it's just connecting the dots. That's all you got to do. Connect the dots. And I should have made some different colors. Put an ear right here, and there's an ear over here. Trading is about what's between our ears. That's all. I get a real hoot out of people that say, the market makers are watching me and they don't let me win. Oh, bullshit. Market makers aren't watching you. That's just an excuse from somebody that doesn't know how to trade. You know, I hear the market, it's been so rotten the last 3 months. Has it? Now, you may not have made money. That's true. But what's wrong with that market? Looks kind of bullish to me. So we're too busy making excuses, and we're too busy getting, our problems are in our own heads. It's not anybody's fault but ours, the trader. Okay? So, all right, I'm getting the cue. I'm running out of time here, so I better get going. Any last questions? Let's look at UNG here. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, folks. Seriously, UNG. I do this well, I don't do this room every day, no. Ed is in the room every day if you have LTA questions, anything he can help you with. So UNG. Anyone like that chart? Anyone buying that chart? What do you hate about the options? This will be the last thing I'll do, and then I'm going to have to run off here. What do you hate about the options? How much is too much, Ben? How much is too much for you? And by the way, there's no right or wrong here. It's your trading. Yeah, it's your trading. To me, 30 to 40. Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me do this. Mine is set up to look at percent. So let's I'm gonna right here at the money. That's 5%. Is that too much? You know, almost 5.5%. I don't know what it is cents wise, I guess. Oh, that's only 3 pennies right there. 3 pennies. Let's look at July. Let's look at, we'll take this one right here. Look at July. We're going to look at the 9 strike. That's kind of high. That's a little high for me. I totally agree. But let's push. Let's go up to 82. Well, that's where I was. I'm going to come down here at the money. That's only 7% or a nickel. A nickel. Let's go September. Let's go way out here. Not enough open interest here. Let's try October. Good. Yeah. I'm at the money. Ooh, that's too much. So I guess you just have to figure out what is too much for you. And you bring up a valid point. You just have to know what that is. That's all. You just have to know what that is. So, let's see here. Wow. Didn't realize so little. That's my 10. So, here is UNG. We've got a Fig Newton here, and there's right at the money, the June at the money, and there's about a 5.3%. If I click buy now, it shows you how much money you can invest, or how much money cost is. You just have to decide if that trade is worth it for you or not. But a nice trade there. Very nice trade. Nice looking chart. Oh, wait, don't do that, Rick. Hang on. All right. I better get this fixed before I get myself messed up. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Answer a couple questions here. Carson, what software are you using there to find the options? That's TradeHawk, Carson. TradeHawk. Any good quality platform, I think, would be fine. I just use TradeHawk. Risk on entry should be on your trade plan. Risk on entry. You mean might have to explain that completely there, Barry. How is the road to wealth account doing? And not the greatest, Frank. Not the greatest. Down a little bit. So if I was buying this, my stop, no question, would be the low of today. So what we've got here, so you've got a 2.6% risk, maybe 2.5% risk right in here on that. Nice chart. Brought to you by LTA Scanner. LTA, Live Trading Alert Scanner. Okay, I got to get out of here, folks. And hey, yeah, if you guys chat with Ed. If Ed wants to put together a members of LTA, I'll be glad to come in and I will share exactly what's in my scans. I'll be more than happy to do that, okay? All right, you guys take care. Thank you very, very much, and I hope to see everybody in the trading room, or I'll see you here next week, providing Ed lets me hang out. Thank you. Take care.